Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Warning: major spoilers for Reacher Season 3 below it may have taken 3 seasons, but Reacher has finally beaten Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher film in 2 key areas. The controversy over Tom Cruise's casting as Jack Reacher in the screen adaptation of One Shot has lingered within the franchise. Cruise's casting came about after producers spent years looking for an actor who could portray the hulking figure found in Lee Child's Jack Reacher books. When this proved near impossible, they went for star power instead. Despite the outcry against Cruise playing the role, the first film was a comfortable hit and spawned a sequel 6 years later. Amazon's Reacher would correct the Cruise casting years later when Alan Ritchson took over the role. The series has been a huge success for the streaming service, with the 3rd season receiving a new perfect Rotten Tomatoes score. While Cruise's second outing kind of sucked, the Christopher McQuarrie-directed Jack Reacher has aged very well. It's an elegantly made thriller with some great set pieces and a memorable villain in Werner Herzog's The Zek. 13 years later, Reacher finally has the film beat in those areas. Reacher Season 3 finally beat Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher in the villain and action departments. Reacher has leveled up with its 3rd season. A common complaint leveled against Amazon's Reacher during the first 2 series is that the villains were, well, a bit dull. They were neither a physical nor an intellectual match for Ritchson's Reacher and were easily defeated in the end. The first series had some solid set pieces, but nothing on the level of the car cruise or the finale of Cruise's Jack Reacher. When standards regarding action slipped during the 2nd season, Ritchson himself called the production out and vowed that Reacher Season 3 would do better. I'm happy to report that, in terms of action and villains, Reacher Season 3 is now the gold standard of the franchise. Terrifying as Werner Herzog's The Zek is, his screen time is relatively brief, and he wasn't much of a physical threat to Cruise's Reacher. Season 3 had both Olivia Richter's imposing bodyguard Polly and Quinn, Brian T., an old enemy from Reacher's past with a love of torture, and Min James. Whereas previous antagonists faded into the background, the main threats of Reacher's latest season were always present, and actually felt like threats. The action felt crunchier and better executed too, from the fake kidnapping that opened the series all the way to the shootouts and fights featured in the finale, Unfinished Business. The Reacher vs. Polly fight is the franchise's best set piece yet. Christopher McQuarrie's Jack Reacher car chase was the previous action MVP. Cruise and McQuarrie are best known for the wild action set pieces of their mission. Impossible collaborations, but Jack Reacher was intended as a more low-key franchise for Cruise. Hence, the set pieces are less intricate, but when the fights of shootouts happened, McQuarrie brought a visceral edge to them. If there was a poll, then the exhilarating car chase McQuarrie staged for the film would rank the highest among the entire series, but Reacher Season 3's Polly vs. Reacher fight might have it beat. This brutal showdown was the highlight of the original novel, Persuader 2, and sees Ritchson's and Richter's characters tearing apart scenery trying to take each other down. It's completely overblown, macho nonsense, and also one of the action highlights of 2025 so far. It's an exhilarating brawl, and viewers will likely feel bruised just from watching it. The fight might even hurt Reacher in the long run, as future seasons will need signature set pieces of their own to live up to it. Polly and Quinn beat out Werner Herzog's The Zek from Jack Reacher. Herzog's chilling Jack Reacher performance was praised. Werner Herzog is best known as a filmmaker and documentarian, with his most famous works including Aguirre, The Wrath of God, Fitzcarraldo, and Grizzly Man, but he occasionally dips his toes in acting too. His turn as the Zek in Jack Reacher is one of his most famous roles, a former Soviet prisoner turned ruthless criminal. Herzog is mesmerizing in Jack Reacher, but in terms of actual screen time, he only appears for about 10 minutes. In contrast, Paulie is featured throughout Reacher Season 3, while Quinn makes a strong impression when he finally arrives. Quinn and Paulie are the ideal combination of foes for Reacher, a mix of intelligence, ruthlessness, and brute strength. There's no world where the fingerless set could Jack Reacher, let alone the Alan Ritchson version. Ignoring the noise around Cruise's casting, the Jack Reacher movie is an underrated gem and laid the foundation for future Meek and Cruise collaborations. After 3 attempts, it's nice to see Amazon's adaptation living up to McQuarrie's standards. It took 3 seasons, but the Reacher TV series has now fully eclipsed Tom Cruise's movie version. In a world where adaptations frequently fail to meet audience expectations, the Reacher TV series has managed to not just succeed, but to surpass its predecessor, Tom Cruise's film versions of the iconic character Jack Reacher. It took 3 seasons, but the character that had previously been somewhat misrepresented on the big screen has finally found a home in a series that resonates with fans of Lee Child's novels. Here's a look at how the television series has succeeded in eclipsing the movies, and what this means for the franchise moving forward. 1. Fidelity to the source material. One of the most significant triumphs of the Reacher TV series is its fidelity to the original source material. Fans of Lee Child's novels have often criticized Tom Cruise's portrayal, citing his stature and interpretation as divergent from the larger-than-life character described in the books. The casting of Alan Ritchson, who not only embodies Reacher's physical attributes, but also captures the essence of his complex personality, has been a game-changer. Ritchson's portrayal allows longtime fans to finally see the character they've loved come to life, creating a richer connection to the narrative. 2. Character development over time. In movies, the time constraints often lead to rushed character arcs, limiting character development. The Reacher series, however, benefits from a long-form storytelling format that allows for nuanced character exploration. Each season delves deeper into Reacher's psyche, motivations, and moral dilemmas, crafting a protagonist who is both relatable and formidable. Viewers witness his evolution over time, which fosters a deeper emotional connection than was possible in the condensed movie formats. 3. An engaging supporting cast. The success of any long-running series often hinges on its supporting characters, and Reacher has assembled an impressive ensemble. While Cruise's films primarily focused on Reacher, the series has developed a robust supporting cast that enriches the narrative. Characters like Roscoe and Finlay, who assist Reacher in his investigations, add depth and texture to the storyline. These characters have their own backstories and arcs, transforming them into integral parts of the story rather than mere sidekicks. 4. Superior world building. One of the charming aspects of a well-developed television series is its ability to cultivate a rich and immersive world. Reacher does just that, showcasing various locations and environments that enhance the storytelling. The gritty yet polished aesthetics of the series provide a stark contrast to the glossy feel of the movies, which often felt disconnected from the reality of the novels. This world building gives viewers a true sense of place, making the violence, tension, and stakes more palpable. 5. Cohesive story arcs. The episodic nature of the Reacher series allows for cohesive story arcs that unfold with patience and attention to detail. Each season adapts a novel from Child's extensive bibliography, resulting in tight, focused narratives that maintain audience engagement. This approach stands in stark contrast to the films, where plot points sometimes felt forced or disjointed. In the series, viewers are treated to a gradual unfolding of suspense that culminates in a satisfying enhanced action and choreography. Reacher excels in its action sequences, presenting them in a way that feels both realistic and gripping. The fight choreography is well thought out, showcasing Reacher's formidable skills without resorting to the hyperbolic stunts often seen in action films. The implications of each fight scene resonate deeply, reflecting the high stakes involved rather than simply being entertaining spectacles. As a result, audiences feel the impact of each blow, both physically and emotionally, a nuance that was sometimes missing in the fast-paced movies. 7. Stronger themes of justice and morality. The Reacher TV series engages with themes of justice, morality, and the gray areas between right and wrong, providing layers to its narratives that appeal to mature audiences. The show doesn't shy away from showcasing the consequences of violence or the complexities of vigilantism, inviting viewers to question Reacher's methods as much as they cheer for his victories. This moral ambiguity resonates more deeply than the often straightforward narratives presented in Cruise's films. 8. Focus on realism and grit. In the series, the realism and grit that characterize Child's novels are brilliantly captured. The scenarios Reacher finds himself in feel rooted in reality and thus engage the audience more effectively. This contrasts sharply with the more stylized and sometimes implausible depictions in the film adaptations. The show excels in integrating real-world issues, from corruption to systemic injustice, mirroring the struggles faced by everyday people, making the stakes feel higher. 9. A growing fan base. The television series has cultivated a loyal and passionate fan base that actively engages with the content. The meticulous attention to character and story development has led to spirited discussions across social media platforms and fan forums, further amplifying the show's success. This communal engagement has transformed Reacher into a cultural phenomenon, giving it longevity and relevance in a crowded entertainment landscape. It's a far cry from the more singular experience of watching a movie. 10. Hunger for more. Finally, the pacing and quality of the Reacher series have left audiences craving more. Each season builds anticipation for the next chapter in Reacher's adventures, encapsulating viewers in a cycle of excitement that invites binge-watching while allowing for thoughtful reflection. The growing popularity of the series speaks to the effective storytelling and the rich characterization that fans had hoped for when first diving into Child's novels. Conclusion. As the Reacher series moves forward with anticipated future seasons, it has undeniably eclipsed Tom Cruise's interpretations. It manages not just to deliver on the action and thrills expected of a Reacher story, but also transforms it into something more profound, engaging, and gratifying. By celebrating the intricacies of Lee Child's narratives, the series engages a broader audience and secures its place as a definitive representation of Jack Reacher. The transformation of the franchise from film to series is a testament to the power of quality storytelling and character-driven narratives, making fans optimistic about what's to come in the world of Reacher.